Hi everyone, am I audible? You can write in the chat box if I'm audible or not. Can anybody unmute yourself and let us know if I am audible or not?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. Nikhil, are you there?
Yeah.
So we should wait 2 minutes more or
Wait.
we can start now.
Okay. Let's wait.
All right. Nikhil, I think we can start right now.
Okay. Okay. Great. Am I audible?
Yeah, perfectly. And also it's presentable.
Okay. Uh, just a couple of household rules. Please do remember to keep yourself on mute and throughout the session and keep your video off. We'll have the Q&A session in the end, and you can unmute yourself then, and we'll address all your queries. So yeah, this is the introductory session. I am Nikhil Barik, and she is Sila Pradasini, and we are the cloud ready facilitators for College of Engineering and Technology, Bhubaneswar. Today we'll be covering an overview of the program, clear all the basic doubts that you may all have uh, about how to get started and of course how to ask for help when you're stuck. So let's get started. And first of all, we want to give a huge shout out to all of those who have completed the first milestone in such a small period of time, and at the same time who are helping others in the chat group as well to ensure that all their peers also learn with them. That's really amazing. That's why we have created the chat group, right? So okay, so all the best to each one of you. Now Sila will be taking over and will walk you through all the events agenda. And as you know, she's the one who's helping you in and out in the group, making sure all your queries are getting resolved. And to be honest, she's an amazing support system and driving the program like a pro. So now over to you, Sila.
That was amazing introduction. Okay, so I'm starting with the introductory section. So let me know if my screen is like I'm sharing it. Let me know if it's visible or not.
Yeah, it's perfectly visible. You
All
can
right.
continue.
All right. So yeah, we will be starting with the introductory session. So the program is all about here we will be sharing more details about how to get started. I wonder a lot of you have already started. So it's more about how to get going in the program and how to ask for help when you're stuck and thereby learning your like honing your skills and learn like a pro. And the session will last for a bit more half an hour, followed by a Q&A session at the end to clear your doubts. At the end, you will be prepared to be learning with fun and on your path to be Google Cloud ready. So yeah, without any delay, let's get into the event agenda. For the first 10 minutes, we will be covering about what is cloud because that is the buzzword right now. And then we will be having a 5-minute session on what is the program timeline, the schedule, and how to get going and how to have the repeated motivation to complete all the quest so as to get rewards and complete the program successfully. And then we will be moving over to the to see the overview of tracks. We have 3 tracks: cloud infrastructure being the first one, and the second one is native application development, cloud native application development, and the third one is AI and machine learning. So we will be covering those tracks in a detailed manner, and certainly there are certain things that you should know while you are working on the labs and while you are completing the quest for easy for getting your milestones easily. And then we will be letting you know the prizes and rewards you're gonna get after you complete your program. At the end, we will have a Q&A session, and we will take your queries then. So without any delay, let's get started. So today I'm going to be talking about GCP and I'm going to be answering 3 questions for you. First of all, I'm going to answer what is cloud. I'm sure there is nobody here right now who hasn't heard of this term. We hear it every day. We hear all these new startups spinning up that are going to be cloud-based startups, and they love that buzzword, right? And we hear every day that cloud is going to be very important to our features. But a lot of us do not actually know what cloud truly is. So I would request any one of you, if you really want to present a line or two about what do you know about cloud, then please go ahead. Unmute yourself and you can speak a line or two. All right. I guess nobody. All right, I'm going to answer, as I said, about what is cloud. So before I answer that question specifically, let's talk about a little bit of history because you should know why this entire thing, why this cloud got, like how come it got developed. So I'm going to go through different stages of like how companies and people use computers, and then it's going to end as you can see in cloud. And then we are going to get into what exactly it is. So first of all, we are going to talk about the world as we used to know it, which is when companies were on the in-premise world. So basically this is back in the day. Let's say that I'm having a startup and I am spinning up the newest, like I'm having a social media website. Let's call it facenotebook.com or something like that. And currently I have 5 users. Right now I have 5 users. So now I have one server sitting in my closet and I have one person who is managing that server, right? Everything is fine because I have one person, I have 5 users, which is entirely minimum. Now I have another 5 users the next day, and I'm completely fine with it. The website is also working good, and people are getting to know about it. But suddenly the word gets spread, like it gets popular, and I have 1,000 users on the very next day, and I see my website keeps crashing, and I'm like, why is that happening? Why is my website being crashed? It's because, can anybody say me? Like all of a sudden, why my website started crashing? At the beginning, I had 5 users and I had a person who was managing the server. But on the very next day, I had like 1,000 users and my website started crashing. Can I know
Due
the reason?
to lot of customers, load increases.
Yeah, and also there is only one server and one server will not be able to handle that much traffic, right? So I have to do something called scaling. I wonder a lot of you have already started completing the quest and you all must have seen this term scaling. Almost all labs contain this term scaling. So what is this scaling? Nowadays we think about scaling and that is again another buzzword that startups used to love to use. But back in the day, scaling was this. It was like, I had to go to a store, buy a brand new computer, put it on the top of the other computer in my closet, download code on that, do a bunch of other stuff to add it to my network. And then I could now handle 1,000 users. And that's very tedious. That took almost an entire day and that was just a very huge headache because it was just that basically one of the things, and it is one of the basically one of the things that led to the development of cloud. So the pain point is what led to the next thing called time sharing. I would request all of you to pay attention to this fundamental thing. What is time sharing? Now we have startups, like even the government is promoting startups. We more we call it like we are a startup hub. India is a startup hub. So for example, I have these computers, but on the other side of the easel we have these huge companies. uh, are you aware that IBM is a very huge company and it is very rich, like it has got a lot of shares? Have you heard of IBM? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah, they have a lot of money. So they can buy gigantic sets of computers. They do not need to guess and say, okay, okay, I have 1,000 users today. What if I have 1,000,000 tomorrow? They are not going to say think like that because they have a lot of money. So they basically manage that scale manually. They could just go out and buy 1,000,000 computers, right? But what if they are over budgeted? For example, they are having 200 computers that are not being used. So one smart person in the room will say that, hey, let's rent these out. Let's allow other companies like these startups to rent out these computers for certain amount of time. So when these companies will share their computers or any infrastructure that is currently not being used by the company, they can rent out these computers, for example, for certain amount of time, so that it is cheaper for the other companies to buy, and also we are making passive income. So this is how we got into this idea called time sharing. And now it has become so much popular that it has just become mainstream. It is very normal. It has become very normal for startups and smaller companies to go to large companies and rent out their computers for a certain amount of time. And then after a while, these bigger companies said like, oh, we are making so much money by this time sharing thing. So let's provide some additional services on the top of this infrastructure. Infrastructure is something like hardware. We are able to touch it, right? So they thought that why only infrastructure? We can also provide additional services. We can provide suite of services. You must have heard about Google Suite, right? It's like a huge bunch of services collected together. So that is exactly when we got into the development of cloud. I didn't necessarily get into the details of how people use cloud, but now I'm going to get into that to hopefully clarify what cloud really is. So let's get into a level deeper. Cloud is often broken up into three different stages, like umbrella of tools. And the first set of tools is known as infrastructure as a service. It is basically nothing but time sharing, and it is something used by IT and network architects. So yeah, for example, I will say that we have got the first set of tools, that is infrastructure as a service. It is nothing but time sharing. It's like I have a computer and I'm not using it all the time. So let me sell it for a certain amount of time to these other companies. For example, I have also got some storage disk. Let me sell this infrastructure, right? It's literally hardware, like you can touch and feel. So I am selling that, and then I said, this company said like, what if we can add additional tooling to this infrastructure? What if instead of saying, okay, I have 10 users today, then I have 100 users tomorrow, and making the companies manually scale that on our network, what if we just had a tool like, hey startups, whether you have 10 users or a million users, we will handle that for you. We can only go to the startups, do not care about how many users you have. Just give just write your code for your website, and we will fully scale for you. So that is basically infrastructure plus a little bit of software and platform. So lastly, software as a service. So these are basically tools that, you know, obviously Google Docs, Google Drive, Google Slides, Google Sheets, these are something we use every day on an everyday basis. So there are other companies that are in the software as a service space, like Salesforce. Have you heard of Salesforce? Have anybody of you heard about Salesforce?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so it's basically, if you have heard of them, and so it's basically, we have this entire GCP, Google Cloud Platform, into 3 different umbrellas of cloud. So I completed the history, and I also let you know like why cloud was developed. Have you like, are you able to follow me, like why it got developed and all that? Like you got to know about why, what led to the development of cloud? Do you want me to repeat it again in short? Can somebody unmute yourself and let me know?
Yeah, Sila, many have responded in the chat.
Right, I'm not able to look into it. So yeah, my screen is visible, right?
Yeah, visible. Continue.
All right. So, so basically, in a line, I would say cloud is a set of tools that helps you spend less time managing. You do not need to focus on like, what if the users are in a very big range. You do not need to properly think of how to scale. You just put all the information in the virtual machine, you write your code and put it into a virtual machine, and Google Cloud will automatically do all the stuffs that is required for you. So yeah, so it's more about, cloud is more about spending less time managing and spending more time creating. So let me say it again. Cloud is just a set of tools that helps you, the developer, spend less time managing and more time being creative as a developer. So I don't need to hire an entire staff to scale my infrastructure. I can just pay Google a little extra money and they will fully scale for me. So I need to put time into, so that I can just a second. So I need to pay Google a little extra money and they will fully scale for me. So I need to put time into like building, I need to put time into building new features and what all the creativity I can put, talking to my customers. So that is what is cloud. Now, what is GCP? Can anybody say me the full form of GCP? Nikhil, you can let me know if somebody is answering in the chat box, because I am unable to see it.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah,
Google Cloud Program.
yeah, correct. So GCP is obviously is a cloud tool, but it's many things. And so before I get into the specifics of GCP, let me talk about Google Cloud as a whole. In fact, Google Cloud is the mixture of both GCP and G Suite. So GCP is the, I told you, 3 umbrella tools: infrastructure, platform, and service. So GCP is infrastructure and platform where you can run code, store data, and do things like that. And G Suite is something like Google Docs, Google Drive, Sheets, Slides. It is software as a service. So basically GCP is nothing but like basically Google Cloud is nothing but GCP addition G Suite. And GCP comes with the first two tier of umbrella, that is infrastructure and platform. And G Suite is the software as a service. So yeah, I told you like in infrastructure and platform, you can run code and store data and do stuffs like that. So Google Cloud, this is how we divide things. On one side, we have infrastructure and platform, and on the other, we have software. So we are only talking about GCP, but as you probably know, G Suite has a ton of APIs. Can anybody unmute yourself and say me what is the full form of API at least?
Application program interface.
Yeah, very good. This
Application programming interface.
Yeah. So basically, G Suite has a ton of APIs that you can that you can use to enhance the GCP experience, and they use a lot of same consoles. Consoles is where we can write commands and the console will automatically do work for you. So you should really look into that as well. So on GCP, you can do a lot of things. First of all, you can run code. You can spin up anything into the virtual machine and you can literally just run a giant script that will take a week instead of running it on your own computer and worrying about, oh, what my battery dies and all that. You can just put it on a virtual machine in the cloud and you can deploy a web application. You can have the code run on cloud. You can store data. You can have SQL databases. We can have NoSQL databases. We have file storage. All of these things. We can use almost every single day to build our web apps. All these tools and again it's fully managed by the Google Cloud and also fully scaled. So we have tools for data migration. So this is for companies like they have a bunch of data. Let's say they have certain disk in some closet somewhere and they want to get that information onto the cloud. So what will they do? They have tools that allow people to do that. They have tools for networking. So in less than a minute, they can network with a lot of users. They can spin up an entire worldwide network, literally from here in India to anywhere in the world. Yeah. So they have also tools for monitoring. So let's say you have all these tools in a cloud in a platform and you want to monitor to see how they're working if one of thing crashes. You can also we have tools for Internet of Things projects. You should look into IoT Core. Also, we have tools that help administrators manage this entire platform. We have projects like we are going to see later on in the cloud. We have Spotify and Coca-Cola, who are a part of Google Cloud Platform. So basically, here is an interesting fact. It was Coca-Cola where they had a marketing campaign. They had a marketing campaign that something like that every single in this world, every single person in this world, no matter what, they could participate in the World Cup experience. So they came out with a marketing campaign. They told that, hey users, submit your photo and you can be on the pitch at the opening ceremony. Like we are talking about 3 million half images. They received 3 million half images from over 200 countries, different formats, different sizes, different users, different sources, different fans. So they got a lot of images. And they had to put it on the flag and opening in the World Cup. It was a gigantic scale. So here is something. What they did, they put all the images on the Google Cloud Print. And you must have seen here. This is the poster they got. They digitally printed using the Google Cloud Print. So basically, this ball you can see, right? This ball is nothing but when you will zoom in, when you will zoom in, this has a lot of pictures of around 200 from around 200 countries, like 3 million and a half users have submitted their photos and all that around different sizes and different formats. So this is nothing but a wonderful example of like high quality, high resolution image we could create in using Google Cloud Print. We can again, if you use Google Cloud Print, you can again have, Like if you have any of the Google Chrome tab, you are using Google Chromes and you have a lot of tabs open, and you just want to print any one of the tab, you can click on it and you can do anything with it. You can print out a email. It's wonderful. So yeah, heading over to what is Quick Labs. Nikhil, over to you.
Okay, Sheila, thanks for such lovely explanation. So moving on, what is Quick Labs? As you already know, Google Cloud Platform is a paid platform. So what Quick Labs does is provides you a temporary credential for the same, so that you use them to log into Google Cloud Platform console and perform all the labs and learn for free. So it's the online learning environment that provides you like an without needing to have a paid account, you can learn all the stuff on Google Cloud. Now, if you look at the leaders in the market, there are three major cloud providers dominating the market: the AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. The purpose of showing you is that when they provide more or less the identical set of services under different names sometimes. And for example, the virtual machine instances you make on Google Cloud Platform through compute engine are called EC2 or Elastic Compute Cloud in AWS. So once you master any one of it will keep you way ahead from the people who will put their steps in the cloud computing for the first time. As migrating is really easy. And looking at the market share and the fact that AWS, Azure, and other cloud providers like Salesforce, IBM Cloud came long back before Google Cloud even existed. It's amazing to see Google Cloud capturing the market in such a short span of time. Just as the saying goes in Hindi, "Dear aaye par durust aaye," Google Cloud has been able to achieve exactly that. It's the fastest growing cloud provider in 2020. Please,
Excuse me, Madhusudan Das, can you just unmute yourself? Thank you.
oh yeah. So let's now discuss how the program schedule would look like. So starting from now on, you have approximately more than 45 days until 10th of June, which is when our program is going to end. After that, you will be evaluated and get to know what prizes you are eligible for. And soon after, goodies will be sent to you so that you can brag in front of your friends. Of course, so many people uh, have wanted to change their address, as most of you have provided the address of your hostels. Don't worry about that. There is a high probability that you will be again asked to change your address. So that's pretty much it. Now, Sila, over to you. She will walk you through the contents of the program.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Is it visible and am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is how the contents of the program, as in the beginning of the session I told you, we have three tracks, that is cloud infrastructure, uh, and cloud native application development, and big data and machine learning. So let's get into the head of these different tracks so that we can learn what is there in the Google Cloud for you. So heading over to the track one, we have cloud infrastructure, which is the first umbrella I told you of Google Cloud, right? So it is very important. So these have Google Cloud Essentials, baseline infrastructure, networking in the Google Cloud, cloud engineering, Kubernetes, DevOps, and Google Cloud Solutions, cloud architecture, which are very important on right now. Like these are on-demand industry skills. which will help you learn and demonstrate proficiency in various key topics, and which will let you know about how to prepare for IT careers. Also, there are a lot of things on DevOps and all that you will learn slowly. And the track one consists of 10 quests and 8 skill badges. I hope you have started with the program and you know what is a quest and what is a skill badge. If you are not aware of it, do not worry, we have this as well to cover you in the program. Moving on to the track 2, cloud native application development, where you gonna learn again various key topics like OK Google. I am sure a lot, it's very interesting and a lot of you are aware of it. We will be covering Google Developer Essentials. On the first track, we covered Google Cloud Essentials, and this is particularly for developers. So this is Google Developer Essentials. We will be covering machine learning APIs, cloud development. We will be exploring API workspaces. We will be able to handle tools in IoT field. Also, we will be learn about integrations on Google Suite. Again, this is very important for those who want to prepare for roles, who want to be full stack developers, or even front end and back end. We have a lot of things for you. Moving on, this has 10 question 3 skill badges. It's very low. Wow, great. Moving on to track 3 is big data and ML. So yeah, we will be covering a lot of things about who are into ML, AI, and specifically data, big data. So yeah, we will be covering baseline, data, ML, AI. We will be covering BigQuery basics for data analyst as well as machine learning. We will be covering topics like blockchain here. We will get into data engineering, cloud SQL, and also we will be covering BigQuery for data warehousing. We will get into introduction to ML, language processing. Again, this is very important, and these key topics will help you to prepare for ML and for roles in data marketing and business. This track has 10 quests and 4 skill badges. So yeah, what is a skill badge? As the term suggests, it's a badge. As the term suggests, it tells you that you have earned this skill. When you earn a skill badge, it tells people that you have earned this, you have this skill within you. So what is a skill badge? It's a digital cloud, Google Cloud skill badge. So do not say me now like why digital, because everything is going digital these days. So also we are getting skill badges also in digital format, and it demonstrates that you have those required skills. This lets people know that you have expertise in Google Cloud. You have this recognized skill set. So how do you earn a skill badge? You need to complete a series of hands-on labs. You know, we have quest and skill badges. Quest are nothing but a training lab where you are directed with steps. You are given step-by-step process and you need to complete them. So you have utmost guidance over there. But when it comes to skill badge, it's nothing but quest plus training. Like you are given a challenge which you need to solve on your own. So there you won't be given like step-by-step things. So you need to do it on your own. But do not worry, when you're stuck, we are always there. So how do you earn a skill badge? You show your cloud skills by completing a series of hands-on lab, which includes a final assessment challenge lab to test your skills and earn a Google Cloud skill badge to share with your network. So yeah, this is how the skill badge looks like. It's more of a certificate thing, I think. So yeah. Show your skills to the world on all of them. When you are getting skill badges, it gives you a lot of benefits. You get hands-on experience, which is very rare. Students do not get the chance of getting credits. Cloud credits, like they are very expensive and it's free for students, right? So we can use this opportunity to learn the real world skills, because what we learn in college is limited to theory, right? So we need practical things, and that will help only to survive in the industries. So we will be able to learn real world skills on the Google Cloud Console using Quick Labs. Quick Labs, I think Nikhil has covered very well. So yeah, earning skill badges proves everyone that you have in-demand skills enriched within you, because it proves that you have taken the challenges also, and it proves that you have all those required skills and you will be able to guide others. You will be able to lead in the cloud industry. Also, you will be able to share your skill badges with your network. and on your resume. I will let you know how to share all these accomplishments. So moving on to the big difference I got, like when I started with the program, a lot of people told me that, ma'am, what is quest and skill basis? So I would like to state that a quest is nothing but a self-paced learning path. Like are given, you are given a study materials, you are given step-by-step process, and you need to follow it traditionally, like you need to complete it. So it's nothing but a training labs, and this is how it looks like. The badges, the badge for the quest is beautiful, unlike that of a certificate. And we have skill badges, it's also beautiful, but it's more of a certificate format. And skill badge is nothing but this entire quest added with a challenge lab. It's skill badge. So skill badge is also a self-paced learning path, but it capstones with a challenge lab, and that is what shows you that you have earned this skill. That is what is more important. I have seen students doing almost 20, completing 20 quests, and they are completing skill badges like 2 to 3. Please do not do like this. I know it's difficult, but if you're not getting into into some particular lab, we are almost there. You can just ask us, like if you're facing any query, you can ask in the chat support, and try to like do quest and skill badges in the ratio of 2:1 at least. Like for every particular 2 quest, do a skill badge. Also, do not do complete quest and skill badges which is out of syllabus. Anything that comes under the first 3 tracks, as I mentioned, cloud infrastructure and cloud native application development and cloud machine learning, only those quest and skill badges that is there in the syllabus, complete all of them. Don't do anything extra. Yeah, so skill badges for each track. Cloud infrastructure has almost 8 skill badges. Cloud native application development has 3 skill badges, and big data and machine learning has 4 skill badges. Also, acha. So yeah, how to share your accomplishments? Like you can go for LinkedIn and all that, because these days it's very easy to promote what you have learned and all that. So you should try to get active in these things. It's not like you need to get active in all those apps for throughout the time, but when you earn something, try to let people know that you have this skill on you, because unless you share, how will people know that you have done? We are not mind readers, right? We cannot predict that, yeah, you have got this skill badge. So you can always add those skill badges in the license and certification section. We have this in LinkedIn, you can add them. Also, do not forget that while you are adding this Google Cloud skill badges, select Google as the issuing organization, because when you are putting Google, it's more like, yeah, I can trust this person more. So try to select issuing organization as Google. Yeah, so this is a very important part of the program. I won't say that we are working on this program just to get milestones, prizes, rewards. It's a part of it. Obviously, it's a part of it, because when we are working, we need to achieve something, right? So yeah, it's besides that, we will learn about consistency, and we will know a lot of technical terms. I'm sure you all must have learned a lot of technical terms, because it's not just limited to rewards. But yeah, if we're working something about for daily, so yeah, we need milestones too, we need prizes too. So yeah, students who have covered, we have 4 milestones here. Students who have completed any 8 quest and 4 skill badges, remember this need to become in under the syllabus. So those who are completing any 8 questions, 4 skill badges, they will be getting a t-shirt, pen, badge, stickers, and also a thank you card from Google. It's compulsory for everyone to get the thank you card from Google. It's Google, yeah. Okay, keeping things personally aside, students who complete any quest and 8 skill badges in the program, they will be getting bags additionally. And students who are completing 24 questions, 12 skill badges, they will also get a laptop bag. Wow. And students who are completing 30 quest and 15 skill badges, they will get career readiness program set. It is it's very amazing program. You can like it's very amazing, and it's something will be beneficial for you in the IT industry. Also, those who have participated in earlier programs like 30 days of GCB training and all that, you will remember you will get only rewards for those milestones that you currently achieve, and not for the ones before that. So yeah, heading the slides to you, Nikhil. Give them a tour of like how the new website looks like.
Yeah, okay. So as Sila said, as you start completing those quiz and skill batches in the program, you might already been seeing an amazing profile being built up for you for getting trained in the program, and it will immensely help you in the long run. And if you are targeting career in cloud, okay. So uh, this is our new website. You can find here all the price rules, the syllabus, and frequently asked questions and everything. And these are some of the videos which will help you in understanding the basics. We'll be sharing you all of these right after the session gets over. And getting help. I think you already are aware of this. You can always reach out to the Quick Labs chat support team and fill the department as GCR facilitator program to get all your queries resolved fast. And another way to reach out to the team is by dropping an email to them by uh, GCR facilitator at quicklabs.com. Always your first point of contact should be this particular email if you're having problems related to redeeming your credits or renewal of your subscription, the monthly subscription. And again, motivating everyone to please feel free to ask a question in the WhatsApp group if you are stuck somewhere. I've been seeing a lot of people helping out other students in the program. So do remember to ask your questions there, because you'll get answers, because it might be possible that some of your peers have already attended those labs and might be able to help you out. So do remember to make full of use of this community, and obviously the official documentation will help. So okay, now we will step into any questions that you have regarding the program. You can unmute yourself and ask.
You can ask any of the questions you want. Nobody will be judging you here.
Anybody feeling difficulty in starting the labs and those stuff? You can also ask in the chat. Okay, Rishabh, you don't understand JS and how should you approach? Okay, so the FPI Explorer actually like explain this issue in the Google Chat support, because sometimes server outages happen, so they will help you out. And so many interfaces have been recently updated. So in the quiz where the steps are written, they are actually a bit outdated, and they'll soon be updated. But you can ask in the chat community chat section or in the WhatsApp group.
You can ask anything related to the session as well, not just labs.
And any of you, if you want us to show how to just start the labs and stuff.
I want to say something.
Okay.
So yeah, just like you, just a second. Yeah. So just like you, a few. God. Yeah, so just like you, a lot of students participated in this program at various universities, not just limited to India, but in the world wide. A few students did something. Uh, so I am sure a lot of you must have been into programming and all that stuffs. So yeah, a team of 2 to 3 members. They did is we book flight tickets, right? So we book tickets on our ease, but we never got into any site or something which says that book this flight so that you can reach this place in the shortest destination path. Like we are not able to get flights using with the shortest destination path, which doesn't calculate the displacement, all that. So what this team did is they used the traveling salesman problem. You all must have known that. That's very complex and all. So what they did is basically near to impossible and very tedious for a normal human being to solve that problem. So what they did is they put all these complexities of the problem in that virtual machine in the Google Cloud program, and they got the Google Cloud server, they responded in a very short time. So yeah, that is something people in the Google Cloud Ready program do. I think that motivates you a bit to know, to understand what all stuffs you are doing, rather than just copying and pasting the comments. So it's very high important. That is why we conducted this session, to let you know that you should know about what exactly is cloud and why we are participating in this. Thank you.
या सो शिलक है मतलब कुछ दिखा दें क्या, मतलब स्टार्ट करके, एंड दोज हु ऑलरेडी नो कैन लीव एंड
किसको मतलब डाउट है क्या क्विक लैब्स कैसे करते हैं, किसी लैब में मतलब कैसे करना पता है क्या सबको? कुछ भी अगर
यस मैम पता है।
ऑल राइट, इट्स ग्लैड टू हियर ए वॉइस। और कोई भी बोलो, कुछ भी अगर पूछना है तो। तुम लोग फॉलो कर रहे हो ना लैब्स एंड क्वेस्ट को, लाइक
ओके सो दिखा देते हैं, मतलब एग्जाम्पल, मतलब वर्चुअल मशीन्स वाला सिंपल सा लैब, एंड जिनको पता है दे कैन लीव, बट आई एम शोइंग यू। ओके सो this is the syllabus. You can just go from here. For example, all of you have completed this lab to get your public profile, right? So I'm starting this one, creating a virtual machine. So first of all, you have to start the lab here. And open this console in an incognito window, because if you open it in the same window, it will conflict with your Google account, because you have your original Google account here, and you will sign in with your temporary credentials here. So just copy the temporary credentials from this, paste it here, hit on accept. So this is the Google Cloud platform. It's actually paid, but these credentials, that is why you are able to log in. And these are all the instructions you can follow along and perform all the labs. Like the first step is this one, which we already did here, and this one, activate the cloud cell. You can activate the cloud cell by pressing this button. Okay, so now we will authenticate into it. So just copy the command here by clicking on this, paste it here, authorize, and then it just shows you output भी दिखा देता है कि मतलब expected output क्या है. So you can see. Then this command, now you have checked it into the project ID. So first task in this lab, here are the two checkpoints. The first task is to create a VM instance by going to compute navigation menu, compute engine, and VM instances. This is the navigation menu, compute engine, VM instances. Now create a new instance by clicking create instance. This is the one. Name it GCA lab. Then region set to US Central 1. It's already set to this, and US Central 1 C zone. Okay. Then series set to N1 and machine type to CPUs. This one. And the rest of it is already good. Allow HTTP traffic course and create. Once you create, you have to SSH into it. It means actually this is the virtual machine which is provisioned to you. It's in the cloud, so you can access its terminal here by clicking the SSH. And this is a Google Cloud Platforms terminal. This is the instance terminal, so you can click the SSH button to go into it. Okay, so now this is the task to install an Nginx web server. In the SSH terminal, we are already here, and run the following command. Just copy and paste. Now you must be familiar with the basic Linux commands like apt-get and those stuff. And don't worry if you don't know, you will learn with this. Now install Nginx. Paste. It's done now. And to perform that, it is already running. You can use this command. Yeah, it's already running. It's the expected output. This is your output. So now you can to see the web page, return to the Cloud Console and click the external IP link in the row and this one. Sorry. Okay, it's now running. So we completed the first task, I think, and by clicking here, you will validate that and you will get the points 50 out of 50. And there's one more task here in this lab. So if you complete that, you will get 100 out of 100 and you can finally end the lab. So this is how you progress. Just follow the instructions written here and perform those here in the Cloud Console. I think you are clear now how to perform those labs. And of course, this is the first drug. This is the second. You can take a look, or you can simply go to the catalog and see all of them at one place. This one, second one. So that's pretty much. अभी और किसी को कोई डाउट है कैसे करना है? अब सबको तो पता चल गया होगा.
If you have any queries, you can ask. और भी 4 मिनट है.
Clear, sir. Clear.
So I think we should end this here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. Now, enjoy the summer, completing all the labs, and it's actually interesting, right?
Yeah, obviously. And if you are facing any queries, let us know. Syed and Chandrajit, if you have nothing to say, you can leave the meeting.
Okay, end it. Because it's being recorded.
Yeah, let me stop कर देने से भी होगा ना recording.
हाँ.
ये लीव कर दूं, रहेगा तो सेफ रहेगा तो.
पता नहीं यार, क्योंकि रिकॉर्डिंग अभी चल रहा है ना.
अभी तो चल रहा है.
एंड करने का ऑप्शन नहीं है.
स्टॉप रिकॉर्डिंग कर रही हूँ.